Genesis 1:1 states, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." This verse introduces the foundational act of creation. The term heaven signifies more than just the sky. It represents the initial layer of a structured cosmos. This implies an ordered universe established by divine creation. Therefore, heaven is the first element in a divinely organized system. The first heaven is visually represented as the atmospheric realm. This realm includes tangible elements of God's creation. Birds soar, clouds gather, heavens alive with motion. These visual elements represent a concrete manifestation of the divine. The atmospheric heaven serves as a visible testament to God's creative power. Genesis 1:6-8 introduces the concept of a firmament. The firmament is described as a structure created by God. It divides waters above and below precisely. This implies a solid, dome-like structure holding back a body of water. Second heaven, stars and planets gleam. These celestial elements serve as markers of time. They also function as symbols of divine order. Cosmic order mirrors structured hierarchy vividly. Psalm 19:1 states that the heavens declare the glory of God. The verse suggests the firmament reveals God's craftsmanship. The cosmos serves as a testament to God's creative power. This emphasizes the natural world as a reflection of divine artistry. The concept of the seven heavens extends beyond mere physical locations. They function as spiritual symbols. Each heaven represents a distinct facet of God's essence. These symbols offer a layered understanding of the divine. 2 Corinthians 12:2 references Paul's experience of being caught up to the third heaven. This verse introduces the theological concept of paradise as the third heaven. Third heaven, divine realm, encounter, revelation. Paradise, in this context, symbolizes a transcendent and blessed existence. Paradise, beauty, tranquility visualized vividly. This imagery aims to provide a glimpse into eternal glory. The scene evokes a sense of profound peace and serenity. It serves as a visual representation of spiritual fulfillment and ultimate reward. The fourth, fifth, and sixth heavens are conceptualized as distinct spiritual realms. Angels fill heavens, divine beings issuing decrees. Spiritual realms shape earthly events where divine will unfolds. They represent layers of spiritual authority and divine governance. The image depicts angelic hosts, suggesting a multitude of celestial beings. These beings are located in one of the middle heavens, implying a hierarchical structure of celestial realms. The scene visualizes unseen forces, representing influences beyond direct human perception. These forces are suggested to shape earthly lives, indicating a connection between the celestial and terrestrial. The depiction aims to provide a visual representation of spiritual or divine intervention. The presence of angelic hosts symbolizes guidance, protection, or influence on human affairs. The concept of the seventh heaven appears in various religious and philosophical traditions. It is generally understood as the highest of all heavens in a hierarchical structure. The seventh heaven is often described as the dwelling place of God. It is sometimes referred to as the heaven of heavens, emphasizing its supreme status. This concept signifies the ultimate spiritual realm, transcending all others. The seventh heaven is depicted as the ultimate dwelling place of God. It represents a realm of supreme holiness and purity. This sacred space is considered the origin and source of all creation. The seventh heaven embodies the highest spiritual plane in many religious beliefs. The concept of the seven heavens is a framework for understanding a divine cosmic order. It serves as a visualization of the relationship between a deity and creation. This framework provides a structured approach to understanding the divine. It offers a perspective on the organization of the cosmos. The concept of the seven heavens extends beyond mere physical locations. They represent spiritual hierarchies and distinct levels of existence. These levels signify varying degrees of closeness to the divine. Therefore, the seven heavens are understood as a structured spiritual framework. The narrative centers around Jacob's dream as described in Genesis 28-12. Jacob envisions a ladder extending from earth to heaven. Angels are seen ascending and descending on this ladder. Ladder bridges realms, divine meets mortal. It highlights the presence and activity of angels in mediating between heaven and earth. Jacob's ladder is a symbolic representation of a pathway or connection between the earthly and divine realms. It often signifies a spiritual ascent or journey towards enlightenment and understanding. The ladder is sometimes interpreted as representing the seven heavens, each a step closer to the divine. It embodies the idea of communication and interaction between humans and the celestial or spiritual world. Jacob's ladder symbolizes God's active presence in human lives. It suggests that God is not distant or detached from humanity. God sends messengers to provide guidance and protection. This involvement emphasizes a personal and caring relationship between God and individuals. The book of Revelation is characterized by its intense imagery and apocalyptic prophecies. It is a complex text filled with symbolic visions of the end times. The book draws upon various religious and cultural concepts. One such concept is the ancient idea of the seven heavens. This concept provides a framework for understanding the book's cosmology. The seven heavens are integrated into the narrative and symbolic structure of Revelation. Revelation 4-2 describes a vision of God's throne room. The verse provides symbolic imagery of divine authority and glory. It is a key passage for understanding the nature of God's reign. The throne represents God's sovereign power and dominion. The vision offers insight into the heavenly realm. It emphasizes the majesty and holiness of God. The image depicts a throne room of God, reflecting ancient cosmological beliefs. This representation is based on a multi-layered understanding of the cosmos. Ancient cultures often envisioned the universe as structured in distinct layers or realms. These layers typically included the earthly realm, the heavens, and a divine realm. The throne room symbolizes the divine realm, where God resides and governs. This visual representation provides insight into historical perspectives on the universe and divinity. Revelation 5:11 contains a description of the heavenly hosts. The verse depicts a multitude of angels surrounding the throne. These angels are praising and worshiping God. The scene emphasizes the immense power and glory of God. The visual represents a depiction of angelic hosts. The scene is inspired by the book of Revelation. Angelic hosts are often portrayed as powerful spiritual beings. They are typically depicted with wings and radiant light. The representation aims to capture the awe-inspiring nature of these celestial beings. Revelation 12-7 describes a war in heaven. This war involves Michael and his angels. They fight against the dragon, identified as Satan, and his angels. The verse signifies a spiritual battle between good and evil forces. The image represents celestial battles, reflecting ancient cosmological beliefs. It depicts a multi-layered cosmos, a common feature in ancient worldviews. Celestial battles often symbolized cosmic order versus chaos. The layered structure indicates different realms or planes of existence. This visualization provides insight into historical understandings of the universe. The cosmic perspective provides a framework for understanding eschatology. This framework involves the interplay of spiritual forces on a grand scale. These forces are often depicted as clashing or in conflict. The cosmic perspective assures a predetermined outcome. This outcome is typically the ultimate victory of a divine entity. The concept of seven heavens reflects an ancient understanding of cosmic order. This belief system posits a structured hierarchy of celestial realms. Each of the seven heavens represents a distinct level of spiritual existence. The King James Version, KJV, reflects this traditional cosmology. Holistic understanding involves transcending modern, purely scientific perspectives. It encourages embracing a broader, more interconnected view of the universe. This perspective often incorporates spiritual or less quantifiable aspects of reality. It seeks to integrate diverse elements into a unified, comprehensive framework. The goal is a more complete and meaningful comprehension of existence. Studying scriptures provides insights into God's attributes. This study framework enhances appreciation for God's majesty. It also reveals His immense power and capabilities. Scriptures highlight God's unwavering love for humanity. Ancient believers perceived the cosmos as a vibrant, interconnected tapestry. This view is based on interpretations of texts such as the King James Version, KJV. The seven heavens concept reflects this ancient understanding of the universe. These heavens were not seen as isolated entities, but as parts of a unified whole. The concept suggests that God's glory is reflected throughout all aspects of existence. This reflection is visualized as an interconnected tapestry. Each layer within this tapestry represents a different facet of God's creation or influence. The interconnectedness emphasizes the unity and harmony in reflecting God's glory. The challenge involves moving past basic interpretations. It encourages a deeper exploration of both heaven and earth concepts. This exploration aims for a more complex understanding. The goal is to embrace a richer, more nuanced interpretation of Scripture. Embark on your journey of faith with an open heart and mind. Let knowledge and understanding serve as guiding lights on your path. Strive to deepen your connection with the divine through continuous learning. Embrace the enlightenment that comes from exploring spiritual truths. Allow your faith to be strengthened by the wisdom you acquire. May your journey be filled with divine guidance and profound insights. Ancient perspectives offer unique insights into scriptural texts. Examining historical context can reveal original meanings. Understanding cultural nuances illuminates symbolic language. Exploring philosophical frameworks provides deeper interpretations. Comparative analysis with contemporary thought enhances comprehension. The visual represents an interconnected cosmic tapestry. This tapestry symbolizes the structure of the seven heavens. It also embodies the concept of God's cosmic order. The arrangement illustrates the divine organization of the universe. The cosmic tapestry serves as a concluding visual element.